an end, to a close, the lessons of life continue to unfold. Keep your heart open, your mind sharp, and your spirit unleashed. Believe in yourself and your dreams. From all of us at KNKCP, we just have one message for you today. Chase your passion, live boldly and without fear. Keep learning, keep growing, and above all, give life your absolute best. So welcome students to the convocation ceremony. May I now welcome our chief guest, Mr. Prabhu. Yes, please come and slide. I would request our senior vice principal, Dr. Swati Patil, to present him with florals. Please take your seat. So very quickly, to introduce him, Praful Akali is the founder and managing director of Medulla Communications, one of the leading healthcare advertising agencies. He completed his B.Pharm from KMKCP in 1998 and went on to pursue management at IIM Lucknow, specializing in marketing and strategy, graduating in 2001. During his college years at KMKCP, Praful also worked as a journalist with the Afternoon and the Indian Express, where his early exposure to storytelling and writing hinted at the future in creative communication. Praful began his professional journey with Ralvaxi, where he marketed his first OTC healthcare product, Revital, which went on to become a major success. He later held key roles with more consumer healthcare organizations, ultimately leading marketing for Pfizer Consumer Health on brands like Gelusil and Benadryl. It was during this time, working closely with top advertising agencies like Ogilvy, McCann and others, he realized a significant gap. Advertising agencies didn't fully understand healthcare, and healthcare Communications in 2008. Today, Medulla is a 60-plus member strong team offering strategic, medical and creative services to leading pharmaceutical and consumer healthcare brands in India and globally. Since 2015, Medulla has consistently ranked among the most awarded healthcare creative agencies in the world, winning over 20 major awards, including a Grand Prix at Cannes, Lions Health, Clio, Leah, Spice and Global Awards. Two of its campaigns are regularly featured on International Campaign of the Year lists. Under Praful's visionary leadership, Medulla was named Healthcare Agency of the Year at Cannes Lions in 2016 and remains the only agency globally to be placed in the top 3 at Cannes Lions Health for 3 consecutive years. Praful has served as a jury member at several prestigious international awards, including Cannes Lions, where he is among the rare few to be invited to both creative and marketing effectiveness juries. In 2018, he spoke on the Cannes Lions Health Inspirational Stage about the power of life-changing creativity. So please put your hands together, right, to acknowledge his abilities and his achievements. We now start with the convocation ceremony. Right? So students, are you ready? Okay, the parents are requested to sit on the right side and the students will assemble on the left side as was instructed early. how are you sitting? Order was given to you, na? List ज़्यादा था ना, as per that names, roll number list, whatever you call it.
I think this is a big movement for all of you. So first of all, what I want to say is congratulations to each and every student. This is the culmination of about 4 years of efforts in graduation. Some of you may have spent more, but I'm not going to talk about that. Also the culmination of several years before that in terms of studies. And that's what's got you to this moment of graduation. But more than that, or at least as much as that, a big congratulations to all the parents. If the children have been working for 4 years for this, then I think each of your parents have been working for a very, very long time. I will not talk about that. I have a child in the 3rd grade. So congratulations. I think it's a big moment to celebrate. It's a big moment to look backward, and it's also a very, very important moment to look forward for each of you students. And that's what we're going to talk about today before we get you to the convocation. I think every moment, every class has got you to be ready for the future. But there are a few things that Dr. Sapre and me have been discussing, which we also feel will help you get ready for the future. And that's what I'll talk to you about today. But first, the big question. Do you folks know why this is called a convocation? What's the other side of a convocation? The same way that anything has its pros and cons, the other side of a convocation is a provocation. And that's my job today for you. My job today is to provocate you to think about your future, and think about your future a little differently from what you have been doing so far. And that's what I'll try and do together in the next 10 minutes or so. With that thought of that I'm going to urge you to think a lot more about the future, I'm going to give you provocative thoughts. So let's talk more about this. If when you graduate, it's always you think about all the efforts that you put in, you tend to think backwards, you tend to think, maybe I should have worked harder, maybe I should have got this score, maybe I should have got that score. But the first provocation to you is to stop thinking backwards and start thinking forwards. If you look at it, while it seems that you are very old and you've come very, very far, if you look at life expectancy data right now, anyone who is in Bombay, in an urban city in India, who's about 20 years old right now, has a life expectancy of 80 to 90 years. Right? So what that means is that you have only covered about a quarter of your life. While you might think that, hey, my achievements so far are what define me, they do not. What will define you is the future and what you do with these achievements. So that is a big context to think about. How do you, in the next, when you leave this session and you leave the convocation, I want each of you students especially to think a little deeply about what you want from your future. Use the time. You probably already have, but use the time to think a lot more about that. And while I do, I'll set a few things for you. Some of you may have, done well in life. Some of you so far, and some of you may be thinking, hey, I'm an average person. I've got average marks. This is what's going on maybe in your head. But two things to note. Life ahead is going to be very, very different. What you've done in the last 4 years is you've studied science. And the success in your life going forward, especially if you stick to pharmacy in some way in your career, the success in your life will not be defined by the science you study. That is the base for you. the success in your life will be defined by how you apply the science. Right? So whatever you've done, good, bad, ugly, what you've done is just studying the science, and what happens from here onwards is applying the science, and these are very different skills, and that's what you need to learn for yourself as you go ahead. Before I talk a lot more about pharmacy, and I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about your careers for certain, I'll talk a little bit about a few lessons on life. As someone who gives you this graduation hat and sets you up for the future, I have a bit of a responsibility today, and that is to prep you for life. I'm not going to take too long on this, but I do want to give you and drop with you 3 life lessons. The very first life lesson that we often forget about when we're graduating is to always, every time you have a challenge in life, every time something goes wrong in life, please put the onus on yourself. I think it's very, very easy. And we're going to talk about pharmacy and a career in pharmacy, but we'll talk a little bit about life first. And it's very easy every time to say that, hey, this was not good, that was not good, someone else should have done something better. The government should have increased funding for schools, for colleges, the colleges should have done something a little different. And even as you go ahead, you'll keep seeing that, where you say that someone should have hired me, but they didn't hire me. And always what you have to do, whenever something goes wrong, is put the onus on yourself. Ask yourself, what could you have done differently? What can I do differently going forward? And the moment you do that, the moment you put the onus on yourself versus anyone else, you start thinking a little differently from the 98% of people in the world. Isn't it a common fact that everyone tends to say something should have been different, but you are the one that can define that difference. So that's the first lesson of life. The second big lesson that I'm going to just drop with you today is on being open-minded and humility. Maybe you learned a lot through your graduation, but I'm 48 years old now. I've been learning every single day of my life. The reason why I've gotten into a field which is very different and that I would not have expected in advertising, and why I've been one of the most, and my organization has been one of the most awarded advertising organizations, healthcare advertising organizations in the world, is because you never stop learning, and because you know that you know very little. If you're always in the mode that I can learn from the people around me, I can learn from the situation, and you have the humility to say that I don't know everything at that point and I can learn, that's the second big lesson for you students as you go ahead. And the third lesson, but probably the most important one, is gratitude. Too many of us, every day of our lives, go through life saying that, something was not right. We go to sleep thinking that I wish this was different, I wish that was different. And when you just flip it around, and you tell yourself that, what do I have to be grateful for? Every night before you go to sleep, every morning, just thank whoever it is you need to thank for what you do have. And the special occasion that God has created for you, where you are graduating after a lot of effort of yourself and also your families that are sitting on the other side right now. These are the 3 quick lessons that I had for you. What I also want to talk about now, and that's the most important part of my conversation today, before we set you up for your graduation hats, which is a big honor, trust me, is to talk about your pharmacy career. If a lot of you think back about 4 years now, actually about 4.5, 5 years back, when you first got into pharmacy, and even when I think I got into pharmacy in 1994, I was at Pimanani from 94 to 98. And when I think back about my own self, when I got into pharmacy, it was out of desperation. Let's be honest. I was trying for medical, and that would be true for a lot of you. You would have been trying for other places. You may or may not have known about pharmacy. And then you realize that this is the best that you can get into, and that's what you, in a big rush, in a matter of a few days, you got into pharmacy. It's not a career you planned or chosen, but it is definitely a career that got chosen for you. In that context, when you're sitting 5 years later, and I'm sitting about, 30 odd years later, 31 years later, what I do want to tell you is that while each of us may have got into pharmacy very nearly, unwillingly, or not very sure of what we were doing, it's an amazing career to be in. It's a career that I thank God for putting me into every single day. And I'll tell you why, for two reasons. And this is not just me, but when I talk to a lot of people who've not even necessarily done their pharmacy, but are in pharmaceutical marketing, pharmaceutical advertising, pharmaceutical communications, even healthcare, hospitals, diagnostics, right? Who've chosen science as a career. Whenever you ask them, why are you, are you happy to be in this career? It's a resounding yes. So that's the good news for you. While you would have got here willy-nilly, it's a career that everyone who's been in this career is very happy to be in. And the reason is that at the end of the day in life, yes, you got to make monies. But what you really take back with you is the impact you're creating in the lives of others. The vibrations you get when you're improving the lives of others. And if you look at it from that perspective, pharmacy is the one career where every day of your life you can improve the lives of others. Every decision you make, if you manufacture at scale, you are improving the lives of people. You move from pharmaceutical manufacturing to biotech manufacturing, you're improving the lives of people. If you're marketing pharmaceuticals, you're educating doctors about the product, you're educating consumers and patients of how to live a better life and come out of the disease, you're improving the lives of people. You're doing research, you're improving the lives of people. Anything that you do connected to pharmacy has the potential to improve the lives of people every single day, and that's why I love my career, and that's why you folks are in a really great place and a really great career to live out the next 60 years of your life, the next 75% of your life. So that's something that you folks need to know. The other important thing is that, like I said earlier, pharmacy is not about, or any scientific profession, is not about the science itself. These days, it's not that you're uncovering a lot of new science, you're doing a lot of new different things scientifically. What is important is the application of that science. And when you apply science well, you are improving the world. The entire world is based on the foundation of applying science, of understanding it and applying it to improve each of our lives. And that's why you're in an amazing place. And that's why the 4 years of your effort are very, very meaningful. So do give yourselves a big round of applause right now. And the last thing I want to leave you with is Principal K.M. Vignani College of Pharmacy. When you're going through the college, you may not always realize the value that the college has given you. Now, 25 years later, and every single person I speak to from Kundalani, when we think back, the batch of 1986 that was there earlier and funded the pilot lab, and how overwhelmed they felt about the college, it is a really, really great place to be. And this college has created some of the best and the foremost people in the industry, well more than our fair share. If you look at Glenn Saldana, you look at Glenmark, Indoco are founded and run by entrepreneurs who passed out from Principal K.M. Kundalani College of Pharmacy. If you look at the industry, we have many CEOs that have come out from Principal K.M. Kundalani College of Pharmacy. We have many marketing heads. We have people right now who are heading pharmacoeconomics, healthcare delivery, pharmaceutical technology at the biggest global MNC pharmaceutical companies. If you name the top 10 pharma companies, we would, and in leadership positions, we would have not less than 3 people in each of the top 10 pharmaceutical companies in leadership research positions, and that is a fact. Many of them are my peers, my seniors, my juniors, and they are redefining research the way it happens. Whether you look at India, whether you look at internationally, even the PharmD program is being defined, and one of the defining forces behind the PharmD program in the US is one of the people who passed out from my batch. Some of them are now coming back to India and heading clinical research for companies like Cipla, heading research as a whole for companies like Sun, and paving the way for India to do innovative research and move from a generic manufacturer to an innovator of drugs. And all of this is happening through the alumni of Principal K.M. Kundalani College of Pharmacy for a reason. The passion that's gone into creating the college, into creating the courses, into creating the program, into selecting every single teacher, that passion, I think, is unparalleled. I find it very hard to believe that other colleges would get that same passion, but I definitely know that in the output, the data shows that each of us is far ahead. So we have a lot to be grateful for. We have a lot to propagate. And the same message that I'm going to go and give back to my batch is the message that I will give to each of you. Don't forget the college and your teachers, and give it a lot of love, even 10, 15, 20, 25 years down the line. So God bless you all, students, and all the best for your futures. Look forward to certifying each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kapil, for that inspiring message to students. I would now request Dr. Athavale to present Raful with a memento, right? Special appreciation and love from KNKCP. Right, all of you, please put your hands together. Please come and stand. The principal also would like to address you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm sorry for the late arrival. I'm very happy to see my batch again back in the college. My dear students, respected parents, my dear faculty members, and dignitaries on the dais, off the dais. Convocation, it's whenever we really feel nice, my students, they have graduated, they have completed the degree. But still, when I look back, the 4 years back, when my students, they have entered, and shall I tell you something? They are so good, they are best, they are excellent. And this I am telling from bottom of my heart, because when they have entered, always all creamy students we get. And again, they are very much dedicated. 5-10% are okay here and there, that is always there in the class. But again, these are my observations to all my young graduates. Rather, all of them, they have entered in the college with a very high ranking of 98% CET or 99, and now they have graduated. What I will request all my dear students, graduate students, I will say congratulations from my bottom of my heart. Plus, I will request parents also. They are so good. They are excellent in the studies. They are hardworking, dedicated. So it's as a teacher and as a mother, I always used to say same thing in the class also. Please don't stop at this graduation level. It's my request to everybody. Reason being, see, when we start earning, for that time you will feel, but please remember when you see the photograph, Ma Saraswati and Ma Lakshmi. So, you will see one is standing and one is in the sitting position. What is the reason for it? So, whatever Ma Saraswati, when we do the Vandan and when we see start studying, what is important? That Ma Saraswati blessings will be always with us in lifelong, in terms of graduation degree, in terms of master's degree, PhD degree. You must have seen Ma Lakshmi is always standing, right? So money comes and go. What is important is that this is the age, try to grab maximum, whichever is now, see, by this time you are 20, 21, you have understood where is pharma industry going and what is your liking. See, earlier we used to say medicine, pharmacy, whatever it is, right? Now you know where is pharma field is going. And shall I tell you, I will say 1,000 times more opportunity is there to pharma students rather than to the medicine student. And again, it is not a comparison. These real facts I would like to put it on the paper. But again, one request to my dear graduates, my young graduates, please go for higher studies. And rather, always it's my dream. All my students must do postdoc in management or must do postdoc from the good research universities abroad or even from our college. That is what I want from my students, and the purpose is that they have a capacity which they don't realize. That is what is missing. See, what they feel 4 years, itna pada, but shall I tell you, every day till today also we have to learn. Then only we will be able to present, we will be able to stand in front of you, we will be able to take the lectures, we will be able to deliver what is the requirement of the pharma industry. So please remember, rather complete your education, this is the time, go for higher studies, and rather then definitely the type of a job which you will get, as sir has mentioned, 90% of the companies, CEOs are there from the Cambridge College of Pharmacy. So I want all of you to be big industry giants and big CEOs from the company. But for that, definitely you have to spend more time in your higher research, in your studies, for your PhD or maybe postdoc career in pharmacy, in MBA, in biotechnology, and then again, in pharma field, don't feel, okay, fine, I will get only the job in pharma. You are not aware of, there are so many branches of pharmas out there, right? You name anything, okay, pharma companies have nutraceutical, Ayurvedic formulation,
pharmaceutical excipients. Then those who like still the medicine, they can enter into biological sciences, they can enter into vaccines. Those who are into hardcore researchers, they can enter into the new drug delivery systems or personalized medicine. See, earlier we used to go to doctor and doctor used to give the medicine. Now today it is the AI driven world, right? So I will tell all my students they must learn all Python and all these programs, because now see, we have developed diagnostic kit in our college. So definitely it has to be interpreted by AI, so that I will come to know the levels of some of the toxic things which we are monitoring, right? So it's all AI driven world. So if you are good in the engineering also, try to connect with all AI driven courses plus higher studies. So once again, congratulations. Very happy to see my young students. I still remember who was sitting where, who was writing the journal at the back bench, and then handwriting किसका कैसे था, कौन copy कर रहा है. Don't think, see, all this is because of grey hairs और कुछ secret नहीं है उसमें. But shall I tell you, जितना honesty life में रखोगे, you will grow. Like there is no limit. See, please remember, with shortcuts you will not be able. Shortcuts are temporary phases of a life. So what is important is the happiness, along with see, you have young mind, energy, good family support. What we need to cross our sky is the limit, correct? So please do best in your life, do best in your career, and always get connected to KMKCP. We are always there for all of you. Thank you so much. Any teachers want to say something?
Thank you, madam, for your address to the students. We will now begin with the actual preliminary where certificates will be given away. Okay, it's a tradition with KMKCP that we first announce and give away the certificates of the batches toppers, the first 5. So, the first topper was Sheetal Patil. Unfortunately, she's not here today. May I call upon Ms. Prerna Shetty, who is second at KMKCP at BSA. And may I invite Mr. Praful Akali to give away certificate. our list. May I invite Ms. Nishita Kundar to further continue with the proceedings. Hello everyone. Good afternoon. Myself Nishita Sundar. Congratulations on your convocation. Thank you, Vandana ma'am. I'll now be continue with calling out your names. Please get on the stage from my right and exit from the left. Also, don't forget to sign a sheet which is at the back with Ayush and submit him your ABC ID. Thank you. I will now call Bhavika Garela.
Just wait. See, please remember why this ABCID is important, because now in the digital world, all your degrees will be put in that locker. So please remember, henceforth for your PG studies, like whichever college you take the admission, so directly your mark sheets and your certificates will be taken from that DG locker. So it is very important to write correct ABCID. And again, don't give your ABCID to any other person. Yeah, sorry.
Ms. Bhavika Garela. Envelopes for a degree certificate which is at the back with Ayush. Now I call Ms. Khushi Gupta. experiences over the 4 years of B.Pharm at KMKCC. So who's coming up? Right, so by public demand, we want Prerna Shetty. Prerna!
Before Prerna starts, a big applause to all of you.
I was not expecting to stand here. Very grateful to all the teachers who have been there throughout these 4 years. Never thought I'll be graduating with pharmacy. Like sir said that everyone dreams of becoming an MBBS doctor and finally lands up in pharmacy. So same I was, nothing else. I'm very grateful to my mom because she was there who said that you can do pharmacy and go for pharmacy. So like thanking teachers is one thing, but I need to thank my parents who have been there throughout these years. They have stood by me, though I stand as the topper of this class or the second rank holder. But before every examination, I was very anxious. So my mom, even I used to call one of my teachers over here, and she used to tell me about this, that whether it went well or not. So thank you so much, Fatih ma'am, and all the teachers. To my parents whose love and sacrifices have been a bedrock on my journey, I'm grateful to them. Thank you so much, everybody.
Okay, next to come up again by public demand, everybody, faculty as well as students wanted, Jason Upadhyay.
फॉर्म की तरफ फूटा है, उनको आइडिया नहीं था सब कुछ. ओके, गुड आफ्टरनून एवरीवन, नमस्ते एवरीवन. Feels good to be back among my people, among my teachers. I guess the auditorium, the classroom, it remains the same, but what changes is the faces, the memories that we take. लोगों को फ्यूचर बैचेस को ऐसा लगता होगा कि 4 years में इतने सारे सेशनल एग्जाम, इतने प्रैक्टिकल है, इतने एग्जाम देने पड़ते हैं, इट इज बोरिंग, बहुत प्रेशर है. बट बिलीव मी, दिस इज द बेस्ट टाइम यू आर गेटिंग. आफ्टर दिस छुट्टी भी आपको आपके हिसाब से नहीं मिलेगी. क्यों आदर्श, सही बोला ना? You don't get even a holiday. अपने दोस्तों को मिलने के लिए आपको 6 महीने रुकना पड़ता है. तो इवन से हाय टू ए टीचर, जब तक कुछ गुड़ी पाड़वा या फिर कोई सा फेस्टिवल हो तब तक आपका मैसेज ही निकलता है. सो यू आर लिविंग अ गुड टाइम राइट नाउ. प्लीज एंजॉय. मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है हमारे बीच में आने के, सबको देखकर, मिलकर. And I guess we all are from the same background only. NEET में निकला नहीं हमारा एग्जाम, so we have joined pharmacy. In the मतलब एक प्रेशर और एक ब्लैक फ्यूचर सोचकर we got a ray of hope in pharmacy, and no doubt we have done well. I am blessed to have a beautiful batch of 2024. We have done amazing, चाहे वो academics हो, चाहे वो culturals हो, चाहे वो मस्ती हो. We have outshined everywhere, and I'm blessed to have such a beautiful batch. I wish all the very best to you all. Thank you so much, ma'am. ये मुझे लगता है कि आफ्टर 12th टीचर्स को कोई ज्यादा मतलब नहीं रहता आपसे, बिकॉज आप डिग्री कॉलेज में जाते हो तो लोग बिजी हो जाते हैं. बट दैट इज रॉन्ग. लोग यहाँ लगे रहते हैं आपको, आपके इंटरनल्स के लिए कि हमारे बच्चे को अच्छा स्कोर मिले, आपके प्लेसमेंट के लिए लोग लगे रहते हैं यहाँ पर. और अगर आपको प्लेसमेंट नहीं मिलता है कारणवश, you don't be disappointed. I guess that drives you ahead to find the new opportunities. So बस इसी होप के साथ आगे बढ़ो. ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट. थैंक यू सो मच मैम. बिकॉज ऑफ you all, we are at a good place, and I really mean it from my heart. Thank you so much. I'm blessed to have you, everyone, all the teachers and principal came to learn about the pharmacy. Thank you so much.
It's not fair if we do not have last year's GS, Ronit Lakhiani, to express his thoughts. Ronit.
सगळ्यांनी केली का परत?
Good afternoon, everyone. Respected dignitaries, beloved parents and teachers. It's a great honor to be here, and the teachers give us a chance to stand in our own feet. And I want to congratulate each and everyone before stepping into our professional journey. This journey, the academic journey, wasn't possible because of our teachers and parents. Their sacrifice and hard work and dedication towards us has made us what we are here today. And I remember coming late to the college because I used to live far away. I live in Parlier, and our teachers used to scold us. And this very lesson, I feel, has taught me the professionalism and punctuality in our industry. And there are many things like critical reasoning, discipline, which our teacher taught us and helped us in our industry. Thank you, each and everyone. And because of all of you, it's possible today. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Ronit. One more announcement, guys. If you are left to submit your ABC IDs, please give it to Ayush. It's very important. Also, if anyone else would like to come here and share their experience, we warmly invite you on the stage. Sakshi is coming up. Good afternoon to everyone here. Myself Sakshi Labde. So I'm very excited to be a pharmacy graduate, and congratulations to each and everyone. In these 4 years, we were in our college for like 3 years because first 2 semesters, 3 semesters were online due to COVID that we all know. ऐसा था कि कोविड था, थोड़े लेजी हो गए थे पढ़ाई करने के लिए, कॉलेज आके थोड़ा बहुत लेजी माहौल था पढ़ाई करने के लिए. बट टीचर्स ने जो हमें गाइड किया है और एक दूसरे को हमने जो गाइड किया है, उससे हम लोगों ने, आई ट्रस्ट कि हम लोगों ने एक दूसरे को बहुत आगे लेके गए. हम लोग को अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिली है हम लोग को शाइन करने के लिए. मैं सारे टीचर्स को खूब थैंक यू बोलना चाहती हूँ क्योंकि एवरीवन हैज गाइडेड अस, एंड स्पेशली ड्यूरिंग आवर प्रोजेक्ट टाइम बिकॉज ईच एंड एवरी टीचर वाज हेल्पिंग अस. हम कभी भी चाहते थे मैम हमको ये काम करना है, मैम हमको ये हेल्प चाहिए. ऐसा कभी नहीं हुआ है कि उन्होंने हमको मना किया है कि नो वी आर नॉट रेडी. एवरी टाइम दे यूज्ड टू हेल्प अस, एंड I want to thank especially to Mrinal ma'am because I think she always believed in me. She always used to encourage me. Also, every teacher has encouraged me, but I was getting a vibe with her, and I used to feel that she always thinks that I can do something better. So thank you so much, Mrinal ma'am. In these 4 years, I might have not outshined कि मतलब मैंने academically top नहीं किया हो या फिर किसी और के लिए, but किसी और चीज के लिए. But I know I have contributed myself to this college culturally, academically, and I have met every staff member and each and every person in KMK. आज भी जब मैं आई हूँ तो मुझे देख के सब इतने खुश हुए. तो I know I have contributed something to this college and everyone was so happy to see me. And मुझे रोना नहीं. I was little emotional when I came to college because एक साल के बाद कॉलेज आई हूँ. सब मेमोरीज फ्लैशबैक हुए हैं, स्पेशली स्पोर्ट्स डे की मेमोरीज जो हमारे लिए एक इतनी बोलते हैं ना पिनअप हो गई है हमारे माइंड में. स्पोर्ट्स डे, कल्चरल डे, ईच एंड एवरी मेमोरी इज वेरी स्पेशल फॉर अस. एंड कॉलेज ने हमें हर चीज के लिए बहुत अच्छे से गाइड किया है. एंड वी हैव लर्न वेरी नाइस थिंग्स थ्रू आवर कॉलेज. सो थैंक यू सो मच टू ईच एंड एवरी वन एंड टू माई फ्रेंड्स, जो मैंने बहुत अच्छे फ्रेंड्स यहाँ पे बनाए. एंड आई रियली थिंक कि मुझे जो ये कॉलेज से फ्रेंडशिप जो मिली है, आई नेवर फॉरगेट अबाउट इट. थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन.
Thank you, Sakshi. A very important announcement. After clicking photos and everything with your round, please return it to Somil in the 6th floor classroom. Failing to return will obviously we have some penalty.
Parents giving their feedback about their child's journey at KMKCP. Can I invite a couple of parents? You can speak in Hindi, Marathi, English, whatever. Very quickly. Can any parent come?
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. The parents and students. And so, students who have completed graduation from this college. Making this college sector. And before something. And about after 30 years, he is associated with the college and means guiding all students in every batch that we have graduated from this college. Great opportunity they have in pharmacy, diverse opportunities they can have, not only education but research and other things. So I congratulate all who have graduated from this college. So should not be thinking that this is limited for them. They can go for wide. That all means signing they said themselves. And congratulate all parents and students. They have completed their convocation ceremony and you arrange so nice program. Thanks for okay. And the parents of Junaid, he has completed his graduation from India and now he is pursuing in this one MTech in pharmacy, Hyderabad. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Any other parent? A quick one. Okay, so I will now propose a vote of thanks, and I especially would start with thanking the student council. Vanina Rajpal and her team have done the entire show. My name is only, I'm just a poster girl. It's only a name. Otherwise, the entire show has been done by the student council. 3 cheers for them. A big applause. They have done the front end, back end, right? So this shows success, right, is attributed to the student council. Cheers! I would also thank our principal, Dr. Rajni Athavale, the other faculty members, staff for helping in every small way in which they can. So we now close the convocation ceremony of 2024, not before an important announcement. Students, snacks have been arranged for you. So at the end of the ceremony, after you've given your IBs, ABC,
Jaya